Yeah. Thank you, Sri Mohan Kumar ji, and setting the context very nicely. I would like to very good eminent panel of speakers. So I would like to thank them also for their views, etc. So distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends, I am delighting to be here with all of you today to celebrate the cooperative spirit, cooperative movement in India. I will do a happy International Cooperative Day today. In more than 8 lakh cooperatives across trade, agriculture, sugar, dairy, handloom, handicrafts, and we are listening to played more critical role in development of cooperative movements. In addition to cooperatives, there are other forms of collective groups also, MAX also, farmer producer companies, and FPO are evolving as a new form of cooperatives in this day to improve the bargaining power, net income, quality of life for the farmers. Basically, cooperatives are what? Cooperatives are what? Cooperatives are economic organizations. They are meant for economic empowerment of their members, and three principles basically underline the importance of like cooperatives success. These are like patronage centrality, member centrality, and domain centrality. Previous speakers have spoken a lot about the cooperative roles, and I will speak mostly on the UNDP experience of building uh, human managerial capabilities for strengthening the value chain and the market access for the women farmer producers and cooperatives across India. Mostly, like most of the private sector organizations whom which we interact, they say that smaller FPOs are not able to aggregate the quantity and quality of supplies of agri-produce in a very reliable manner in day-to-day because they need the supply on daily basis so that they can further transfer the supplies to their consumers for their business transactions. And mostly, what we see is that these women are now mostly taking part of most of the activities in agriculture. There has been a phenomenon called feminization of agriculture that way. And we are trying to create capacity in local women, the managerial capacity, which Sri Singh ji also highlighted that, about the capacities in quality assaying and how to make that pricing of the very transparent of all the agri-commodity price, providing knowledge and making it public kind of thing. What we that trained a innovative curriculum, which is called Women Sourcing Manager Curriculum, 10 days where we give it intense training to the farmers who want to be sourcing managers and like trained on various TSing to warehouses and APMC mandis, etc., trained by private sector trainers also. And they have been able to perform very well over the last 3-4 years. The experience shows that. And in the pandemic time also, they have played a very critical role in maintaining the supply chain of agri commodities and supply to private sector like Saguna, etc., in Vidarbha region very successfully. And they have been able to cross the digital barriers also, and these women are able to bid on the web portals or the apps which right now private sector is coming for bidding with the traders and competing with the traders also to bid for the prices and are providing better prices to their member farmers. So this basically highlights a need for local managerial capability in the community itself. The basic thing that we mostly follow in India is that we try to bring external managers, people like us mostly, trained professionals in management and rural management development, etc., and try to place them in farmer producer organizations which cannot meet their cost and cannot sustain their interest beyond a limited period of time. While the FPO needs a manager for its lifetime so that they grow as an economic entity. So what we tried that like Operation Flood tried like created IRMA, Dr. Kurian's created IRMA and rural managers for the cooperative organizations which are big enough and which can sustain and Amul and other federations, dairy federations, grew out and critical role. What we are to do is developing the mental education to the local community who are 8 dropout, 9 dropout, 10 dropout, and how they can up the managerial skills and support the organizations, etc. I will quote only two success stories, which are like Srimati Sunita Bagmare, who is a farmer also and a secretary of Nabi Umed Farmer Producer Company, Women Farmer Producer Company in Vidarbha region. She is a trained women sourcing manager also, and she has been like doing the transaction of more than 1 crore in soybean and other agri commodities every year. In the pandemic times also, she has been able to do the transaction of more than 1 crore, and FPO is like doing well. The second example is Srimati Lalita Taramid. She underwent an innovative course of 6 months actually. That is, we call it mini MBA or Business Enterprise Leadership Management Program. and she is a 8 dropout tribal Gond woman, and she is managing a team of 35 persons. She is general manager of its women farmer producer company, and she is doing a transaction of 2.5 crores every year with more than 5,000 farmers in Gondia district. So these are basically the local capacity building role, the local managerial role, which is very critical for the growth of the cooperative movement and the farmer producer company movement in India. And we advocate for the scale up of this model with NCCT and other institutions in India, so that more and more women can come forward and get this knowledge, get this training, and are able to support the economic growth, because economic growth will give them the income which the farmers need, and these farmers can, the quality of life of farmers can improve. So basically the important, there are other factors also, but important link that we are saying is that institution building, the local managerial capacity building, the training of women, and bringing private sector in partnership with the cooperatives can play a greater catalyzing role in growing the scale of transaction and business of farmer producer company, which is very important. One, Sri Singh ji also highlighted one of the very important that he is supporting smaller warehouses also with the cooperatives and farmer producer company. And we are also trying to support farmer producer company, SOPs, etc. How to create a small capacity of 50 metric tons for trade capacity to process nearby. If we can create warehousing WRA metric ton storage space which are informal, so still very good innovation. I think WDRA for like this is an informal mechanism. How can we formalize with WDRA? That will be one of the innovation we would like to do with the WDRA. So basically what we are saying and the experience has been that creating the economic capacity of the farmer producer companies and the cooperatives is very critical for the growing the income of the farmers, because these collectives only provide the bargaining power, the negotiating ability, and if we impart the cooperatives with the skills, and the result is with all of us, like we have the dairy cooperatives, and later on like Mulknoor cooperative chairman will also speak. So the idea is that where to get these managerial capacities, because the managerial skills are also at premium, and we need to demystify the managerial skills to the local community, so that local community can take control of their own destiny. These women have taken control of their own destiny. They are in Karnataka, they are in Maharashtra, they are in Telangana, they are in Andhra Pradesh. And how can we sustain this movement and scale up this movement with national players and government departments, and that would be interesting to see, and we'll be working for the next decade for on that. One of the important thing is that most important part is that we need just to take a break. We need technology also plays a very important role. Our earlier speaker was speaking about the digital barriers that the farmers or the members, women members face, and how do we need to train the digital literacy, because right now we have to we are not able to travel freely, etc. So digital transaction and digital literacy play a very critical role. And in this, I will cite a example technology intervention that we are trying to do with the chili farmers in Guntur with the Spice Board of India using the blockchain technology. So basically, blockchain is a decentralized electronic ledger that involves a peer-to-peer network. And this peer-to-peer network will be digitally connecting all the stakeholders in the value chain, maintaining accuracy of the data. Blockchain technology will help the farmer in providing a secure way of storing and managing the data of their own produce. That is very important. And it will enable traceability of information in the food supply chain and helps in improving food quality and safety. So basically, this blockchain basically provides a powerful trading system and helps the farmers to identify the sellers and traders, the consumers, and while ensuring the quality of it. So these are the efforts. Like blockchain technology is becoming very critical. Many of us are familiar with the Bitcoin, etc. These are in newspaper on the digital currency, but the underlying principle is blockchain, which will become a very great technology, so that the higher value of consumer money goes to the farmers using the blockchain technology, and the traceability, so that a consumer knows that where his grain or his fruit and vegetable or spices were produced, and he or she will be able to identify the quality of it and able to pay a better value to the farmers. So these are the technological innovation that we need to do so that the farmers' income increase, and we need to build the capacity of the cooperatives and the farmer producer companies in these technologies with the help of government departments and other stakeholders, so that the overall economy of India can improve. So these efforts becomes very relevant. So in the last, basically very briefly, I will say like local capacity building is very important, but I would like to say that Amul was built because of they were mentored, or they were started with a very enlightened leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Sardar Tribhuvan Das Patel. And Dr. Verghese Kundan played a role of very efficient and provided able leadership to grow the Amul movement, etc. So there is a need of enlightened leadership in the cooperative movement also, which we need to support as a management or management experts kind of thing. And these enlightened leadership in these days are very important so that the cooperative movements can scale newer and newer heights. And the agriculture sector is very appropriate because of its unique nature of the perishable goods, the fruit and vegetable sector. So we can scale up the cooperative movements using the principles that our forefathers and our like stalwarts leaders have shown to us. So I will stop it here, but I will again wish you a very strong cooperative movements, and we all are fellow travelers in the cooperative movement. So happy International Cooperative Day, and we all are together in it, and we hope to work with all of you so that we can take the movement ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much.